Excellent. Right, we're going to get started. So we're going to cover three main things tonight. The first, we always look at mindset. It's the absolute pinnacle of becoming a pro trader. You need to have the right mindset. So we're going to cover some of that. We're going to look at a complete step-by-step breakdown of CAD JPY, CAD GBP, and we're going to look at how we set the trade up, how we enter the trade, literally walk through it step by step. So any point along the way of that, jump in and let me know. We're also going to talk about the three different types of trader. I just want to really emphasize the difference between a pro trader, an amateur, a gambler. You know, when you're a pro trader, you're like an investor. So we're going to break that down a little bit too. And then at the end, we're going to make it interactive. If there's any questions you've got, just jump in and let me know. So the first section is going to be a video that we watch together. I'm going to make notes and watching it with you. And it's a video I listened to earlier, which is about, well, what is this? So it's about principles of being successful. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So it's about 10 minutes long, and that's going to be the first 10 minutes, and then we're going to get into the action. So pens at the ready, and we'll come back to each other in a moment.
Success is no accident. Living a great life will not come by luck or chance. It won't fall from the sky. There's no magic wand. There's no quick fix. The good news is there are principles that lead to success. If you commit to do the things successful people do, you will lead a life of success and happiness. Live by these 20 principles, and you will ensure you live a great life. Number 1, there's nothing you can't have or achieve in life if you're willing to work for it. There are no reasonable limits relating to what you can achieve, other than those that exist in your own mind. What you can have is up to you. Who you can be is up to you. You are your only limit. No one else can stop you from having anything or being anyone you decide to be. Don't let any unsuccessful person convince you otherwise. Number 2, take responsibility for your life and you will take control of your life. Take responsibility for where you are in life and accept the challenge required to get you where you want to be. Successful people don't make excuses or blame others. They just focus on what they can do. As Florence Nightingale once said, I attribute my success to this. I never gave nor took any excuse. Those who succeed in this world aren't those who have escaped hardship. Every one of us carries our own baggage through life. Some let go of it and push forward without the weight of excuses on their back. Holding on to that weight of excuses is only ever going to slow you down, hold you back from reaching your true potential. Let it go. Accept where you are and decide. Number 3, there's always something to be grateful for. Grateful people are successful people. It's been said many times, but it's worth repeating until it sinks in. When you are grateful for everything you do have in your life is better. Full stop. Spending every morning thinking about and writing down what you are grateful for will transform your life. The very act of doing this will lead to a better mood. A better mood will lead to better relationships, clearer mind, better results, and you will then attract more to be grateful for. Number 4, follow your own path. The world is full of opinions. None of them should influence where you want to be in life. Focus on your path and walk that path, regardless of others' opinions. You'll never be successful in life unless you are living the life you want to live. Don't wear masks to fit into this world. Be brave enough to stand tall and walk in the direction you really want. Be true to you. Number 5, never stop learning and working on yourself. The key to a great life is growth that comes from self-development. The pride that comes from that growth. The inner joy that comes from that pride. Knowing you are self-made. Knowing you made a great life for yourself and set the example for all those close to you. Feed your mind with strength every day, always rising to a new level of consciousness, always seeking growth. The more you grow, the more you know. The more you learn, the more you will learn. Number 6, live with integrity. Zig Ziglar put it best. With integrity, you have nothing to fear since you have nothing to hide. With integrity, you will do the right thing, so you will have no guilt. Living a life of integrity is living a life of truth. And when you are living a life of truth, there's nothing to hide. When there's nothing to hide, there's nothing but pride. You do the right thing even when no one is watching. Not because you're getting rewarded, but because the reward is living a life of integrity. Number 7, give your all. Nothing great in life comes to those who give less than everything. Success doesn't have to be a struggle. It should never feel like a chore. You should be in a place where you are enthusiastic about giving your all because you love what you do, because you love the challenge, because you love the growth, because you love thinking about the end result. Number 8, you can change the way you feel at any moment by changing your focus. Any emotion, no matter how extreme, can be changed by learning how to change your focus specifically to gratitude and perspective. If your life doesn't feel like a blessing, learn how to shift your focus until you get to a place where it does feel like a blessing. Number 9, don't chase money, follow your purpose. Do nothing for the sole purpose of money. Do what is right. Do what you love. Do something that helps others, and more than enough money will come. Chase the money, and the money will run faster. Chase your purpose, and the money will chase you. Number 10, there's no such thing as failure unless you fail to learn the lesson. Everyone fails at something. Successful people fail more than most. But the only true failure is to give up without learning the lesson the failure brought. Failure is never the end of the story. It's just a plot twist. Keep writing your story and find a way to become the hero of it. Number 11, the end result will be worth the sacrifice. Unsuccessful people think about what they have to give up in order to achieve what they want. Successful people think about what they are going to get at the end of the process. They are happy to sacrifice now, knowing they will be rewarded later. Number 12, patience is power. This doesn't mean sit on your hands. Work hard, work fast, work smart. But if it doesn't come when you expect it to come, be patient. The only way it is not coming is if you quit. Keep going. Number 13, nothing worthwhile in life comes easy. If you really want it, you must be prepared to work for it, to fight for it, to give up everything for it. If it's worth the prize, it's worth the fight. Number 14, nothing that has happened in your past can stop you from creating a better future starting right now. Let go of the past. It's gone. Focus on the now. What can you do now that will create a better tomorrow? Number 15, it's never too late to be great. It's never too late to amaze yourself, to shock yourself, to become someone no one thought you could be, not even you. Number 16, not everyone will be happy for you. Not everyone is going to enjoy your success. Some will be jealous. Some will be resentful because they haven't reached their own true potential. This should never stop you from pursuing your greatest self, Those who truly belong in your life will be by your side during the journey. If you have to walk alone for a while, be strong enough to do so, knowing it won't be forever. Number 17, habits make or break you. Think about every major area of your life: health, financial, happiness. Are there any areas you have developed bad habits that are holding you back? If you have developed them, you can create new, better habits that take you closer to your goals. A habit is formed through consistent application and deep meaning. Make it important to you and plan it until it is a habit. Number 18, fear is an illusion. Fear is mind-made. It has no life outside your own imagination. Knowing this, you have no reason to hold yourself back. No reason to fear failure, rejection, embarrassment, anything. Go for what you want in life, fearlessly. Number 19, without direction, you'll end up in the wrong section. If you don't know where you are going, you'll end up someplace else. Successful people know where they are going. They have clear goals, big, clear, meaningful goals, and they fight for them. Number 20, no one will believe in you until you do. If you want people to support you, lead by example. Back yourself. If you want people to believe in you, believe in yourself. Progress leads to belief. Growth leads to belief. Feed your mind every day with self-development material, new knowledge, empowering speakers, and start taking action. Once you start making progress, belief will come. Belief will grow. Back yourself. You can do this.
Blimey. Blimey. Okay, that was deep. That was deep. All right, so my hand hurts. I was writing all of them live. Oh, there was so much good in there. So I think that the top three for me, be grateful. That's something I've practiced since joining the academy, you know, like we're around like-minded people that want to celebrate each other, do the best for themselves, you know. It's amazing. There's also loads in our lives that we should be grateful for before that, you know, our families, our friends, you know, we've got roofs over our heads, we can eat, all that sort of stuff. Okay, for traders, this one is absolutely perfect. Don't chase the money. So follow your purpose. How fun is that? You know, we can't chase the money on the markets because it will smack us in the face. That was quite interesting. I think my third one, oh, wow. So many. I reckon, I think not having direction could end up in the wrong place. I'm just looking at my notes. I think having goals, like we talked about setting goals, it's fear is an illusion, Eddie. I like that. Yeah, that is, it's not real. The best things in life are the other side of fear. 100% believe that. But not having a direction, not having a goal big enough, you know, can make us end up in the wrong place. You know, especially with this journey you're going on. Like, literally all of you could have chose to do something different. You're not. You're all here trying to better yourselves. So having clear, defined goals will just keep us on track, moving forward. Luke, any in there that spoke to you?
Yeah, I agree with Eddie. Fear was the number one that spoke to me.
Yeah.
Fear is an illusion.
Yeah, that sort of self-doubt, fear, like, you know, we talked about phase 2 of learning something, especially trading. Indeed. All right, wicked. So let's move swiftly on to the second part of the call. I'll mute my right. So we're going to now talk about the 3 different types of traders. Now, I feel that this is very, 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 very important. I'll say very again. The reason for it is now you're all starting to look at charts. You're all looking at, you know, placing trades, whether hopefully demo first, and then maybe live. So this is really important to like keep in your mind what we're trying to achieve. So I prepared something earlier for us. Look at this wonderful thing. Look at this. So let's do one of these on it. This took me absolutely ages. Ages. But nothing. I don't spare anything for you guys. Nothing is by accident. All right. Let's have a little look. All right. So there are 3. Not usually. I've seen 3 different types of traders. It's going to be represented by this blue line. So if you imagine that every single trade someone takes, obviously you're going to win or lose. So trader number 1 does something like this. Big win, big loss, win, big loss, big win, big loss, big win, big loss. Right, you get the drift, yeah? If that is your account balance on the left, and these are the amount of trades you're taking, I don't know how this person would sleep at night. You know, this is basically this kind of like erratic price going on is absolutely what we want to try and avoid. So whether you're on demo, whether you're on live, whatever it is, having big swings in your account balance, it's just one surefire way, one trade away from blowing the lot. Maximum of 2. So I call this person boom or bust. Yeah, you've either got a rocking trade that goes to profit, we've got a rocking trade that hits stop loss. All right, they're big numbers. You probably end up looking at your phone a lot and getting emotionally attached to some trades. So by all means, we don't want this kind of pattern developing on our trading account. I'm going to whip over this quickly, and guys, if you want to ask me any questions, please do. So we've got boom or bust. Right, the second one normally look a little something like this. Yes, we have little wins, little losses, break evens, not doing too badly. See the difference though, yeah? So in the first chart, there was more extravagant movements. Okay, so again, we still have a period of, you know, winning some, maybe get stopped at a break even, then a little loss, then a break even, then a little win. You know, this is someone who I would describe as still learning. So this is where we're like practicing our technique, we're entering trades, you know, we're active in the market, we're developing our skills, we're learning about you know, market structure and all the stuff you've been through so far. And if that's your demo or live account, you know, you're on the right track. You know, you're never putting your account at risk, and you are, you know, steadily sort of just consolidating. If this was a trading chart, you are really consolidating your learning. All right, and when you have your break, and this is your little retest, you know, hopefully that's to the upside. If you have times where it continuously slides down, that's usually either a training issue, so there's something we need to go over, or there'll be, I don't know, something like it could be like a lack of discipline with the strategy. Works 100% strategy works. So if your account's doing this, then you're on the right path. So if anyone's trading now and you're getting little wins, little losses, little wins, and you're trying to compound your wins, that is great. Okay, that's kind of where we want to really be aiming for when we're starting off. And then the last one is basically where we want to be when we're pros. So imagine you've got a funded account. Okay, that's the kind of purpose of this group, getting up to trading those high level accounts so that we can make really, really good profit. We get a share of that profit. Hey ho, that's what it's all about. So this is kind of what the pro trader would look like. You have a win, maybe a break even, maybe a little loss. A win and a break even, maybe a little loss. Win. See, it's like a staircase. This is basically like a chart. But the gradual difference is the account is growing. When you lose small, and when you win bigger. All right, this is kind of the pinnacle of what we're looking to get to when we are basically ready to go for our funded account. So just to remind you, this first group that you're all in is to get you through the education, support you with live training, and obviously one-to-one. So if you haven't booked a one-to-one with me and you want me to work with you closely, specifically on areas that you're struggling with or whatever, please reach out to me. I do them all the time, so let me know. But this is kind of, when we're in our demo test, this is what we need to, this is the standard we need to be at, where we're gradually increasing our account over a good number of trades. So no erratic moves like on the first chart. We don't want to consolidate and move sideways. We want to be gradually growing. Yeah, so your account should be in an uptrend. There's loads of references here to trading, which was but this is kind of the third final piece to the puzzle. The strategy works, you've got the education. It now comes down to growing your account. So you might be thinking, well, what's the difference between boom and bust, someone who's moving sideways, winning, losing, and not growing an account, and someone who's gradually increasing? So I think there's two very, very clear differences in the types of traders that I've explained with that graph. Effectively, it all boils down to following the plan, which is following your strategy absolutely to the letter. Okay, absolutely following it religiously, not letting emotions get involved in your decision. If it triggers, we enter. If we get stopped out, we take it. You're not going to win them all. But every single time it triggers the discipline of your strategy, you need to click the button to trade. Simple as that. And the second thing that will change the perspective of your account growth will be risk management. I bang on about it all the time because I'm forever being sent, not by our group either, but people send me stuff from all over, and not people just in AFA, other traders in other networks that I'm trying to poach to ours. But they'll send me a screenshot of their trades, and the lot size is the same for every trade. Now, my stop losses are always, bespoke to that trade. So once I might have a 12 pip stop, I might have an 8, I might have a 4, I might have a 15, I might have a 22. Like, I can't use the same lot size on all of those trades because the stop loss is different. So you can see instantly if someone's risk managing properly, or are they just jumping in the market and hoping for the best? That's where people get into really, really sticky situations. So risk management and discipline is the difference between you making a success out of it and you consolidating or losing all your money. All right. Most people lose all their money because they don't understand risk. They don't have a strategy. Luckily, we all have absolutely incredible strategy, and I never stop talking about risk. So hopefully we're from that. Now, there's nothing wrong with consolidating. So if you've got your own money at play, you win some, lose some, win some, lose some, win some, win a bit more, lose some. Nothing wrong with that, because that's proving the fact that you can risk money. It's just the strategy we need to tweak. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. We just need to practice. If we're boom and bust, who knows? We're probably emotionally invested. That's definitely, we want to stay away from that. But when we get that steady account growth, that's where it all sort of knits together. That's where your futures can change. That's where your earning potential can be, you know, absolutely mind-blowing. All right, so that's the pinnacle. Hope that all makes sense. So before I move on, any questions that make sense to everyone? If you're happy for me to move on, just chuck an 8 in the chat box. If not, come off mute, ask me some questions. So what we're going to do next, we're going to break down this GBPCAD. Cool. So Luke, are you okay if I move on? Yeah, he's good. Nice one. All right, so pretty simple. So we've done mindset, we've done principles of successful people, which is unbelievable. It relates to everything in life, but really relates to trading and, you know, personal development. And we've done the 3 different types of traders. I hope you all appreciate my graph. It took me about an hour. Okay. Right, we're going to go over to GCAD. So this was on the scanner. So do you remember in the group I put eyes on? We've got a scan, eyes on the scanner. All right, so I'm going to replay this market. Actually, I don't know how to do it, so I'm going to use it. Okay, and I'm going to literally walk you through this trade. So it was an hour pattern. So imagine this here says hot forex 1 hour, and you've got GBPCAD. All right, I'm using it on TradingView. So we had the harmonic scan. So I get out my little checklist. I'll start working through it. So there are a few additional things on mine, which I'm going to cover with you tonight. And we can talk about them another time, but I'm just going to walk you through my strategy, my implementation of the strategy. Okay. We've got GBPCAD. So the first thing I've always told you guys to do is to zoom out and see what is going on. So are we in an uptrend, downtrend? Are we consolidating? What is going on? So look, to help us have a clearer picture, we can start drawing trend lines. So you can do something like that. So, you know, you could go to the wick, you could go to the body. It's kind of inefficient pricing. So I'm happy from the 11th of December, this price has stayed above this line. Yeah, it's still above the line now in an uptrend. What I also really liked today was, so hopefully you guys can, oh, I will neaten it all up in a minute. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm excited about. If I keep going back, just loads and loads of structure. So where we're at the entry, so we're at entry, and when you go back in time, okay, it's a bit sloppy here, but as soon as it breaks through, this area is constantly used as a ceiling. Bonk, bonk. And then we have this where we put our trend line, that there's like this weird wick going on, and then it fires up through that, through the support. Now we're back to that level. Yeah, so I was very keen. I thought, you know, this area, very nice. Look, if you want to get really particular, it gets even cleaner as we get closer to the price. Love it. Absolutely loved it. So absolutely happy as Larry. So I've got my my with the trend, and we're at structure. So this is like 7 a.m. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see the time. So I think about 7:30, can't remember, but around 7:30, I think I called it on our group. A bit later. So there's one more thing, two more things that I double check, and you may or may not have gone through this yet. But the first is I check if there's divergence. All right, if there is or there isn't, I'm not too fussed, but if there is, then I'm very keen. I get even more excited. So simply, you line up where the X is with the AO, and you see this line between X and D is going up. Okay, the AO is going completely the opposite way. All right, that simply is divergence. That means that the price action in the market is not correlating with the volume of orders. So that means that there's a reversal imminent. So boom, we've got divergence, we have uptrends, and we have, okay? Days. If there's no divergence between X and D, you can look between B and D, but there wasn't. So if you look here, this low is slightly lower than this one. So X and D, we're golden. Right. So we're still on the hour. So then we look at, right, what is the DC channel doing? So on the scanner, the D point this morning was slightly above the entry line. I think the entry line was around there-ish. So it wasn't quite, the D wasn't touching the entry, but the DC channel had been hit near the entry line. Okay, that's the confirmation. Near entry, great. I tick it off my little checklist. My checklist then tells me to drop down to the 15-minute. Put the wrong candles on. Okay.
Sorry, Chris. I think Eddie asked a question about divergence.
So if there is divergence, yeah. So if there is divergence between X and D or B and D, harmonic scanner. I'm on the 15 minutes. You want to look at for divergence on the hour time frame. So you've got X and D pushing up, but on the awesome oscillator, it's pushing down. So it's making opposite lows where this is making highs. It's making lower high, higher high, lower high. This is going lower high, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That makes sense? So if there's divergence, it just means that there's a reversal.
Yeah, cool. Understood now.
You got it?
Yeah.
Good man. Good man. Right, let's see if
Thanks, Luke.
Luke's got you back. Luke's got you back. Why can't I replay the market on these candles? This is going to spoil everything. Right. Okay. I can't be sophisticated with it. So let's go old school. Okay. So this is where the scanner gave us the entry at the D point. So when I saw this doji happen, and then this blue candle, this is like a first impulse up. Now I was kind of getting quite interested. So after we know the DC channel's been hit, we're looking for our confirmation candle. Right, so let me just get rid of this. Let me get rid of the DC. Okay. Brownie points. What's the confirmation candle?
Flat bottom.
Flat bottom, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. So this one, that one's got a tiny little wick on it. Can you see?
Yeah.
Got a little wick at the bottom, trying to spook us. So this one was our first potential confirmation candle.
Flat bottom with the McGinley through it.
Yeah, so we've got the McGinley cutting through, the blue 4 is cutting through. Let me turn these off. Blue line cutting through the candle. Well done, Eddie. So what have we got down here? We've got a blue AO. So I'm looking down my checklist like, okay, this is looking good. What's Scotch doing? Scotch is above the red on this bit. You see it's just above. You good eyesight to trade. Yeah. And then we come down. The blue is above the red, but the black line isn't above the 40 on that particular candle. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not ready. I was geared up. So as this candle was forming, so between 7:30 and 7:45, you can see that you already get the flat bottom as it's ticking through the minutes. And at this point, I'm like, right, well, I've got AO, I've got Stotch, and I have the blue in control, but just not in control enough. I'm thinking, right, I've got 6 minutes until the candle closes at 7:45. I'm going to work out my lot size, because if I'm going to trade this, now I was looking at something like this. So that would have closed. We've probably got in halfway up. We'll go to TP3, which I'll look at in a minute. But I'm looking at my stop loss. I'll be under the entry. 18 pips. So that's when I go to do on here, my position size. So the funded account I'm trying to get is this guy, 70,000, risk 1%. My stop loss is 18 pips, and it's GBPCAD. So that tells me I need 6.77 lots. Yeah, so I now know, I make a little note, 6.77 lots if I'm using an 18 pip stop loss. Okay, so it's then about 2 minutes before the candle closes. So it's 7:43. It's looking very, 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 very good, but we still haven't got the DMI above the 40. So the candle closes. We're not in control here. And I had to fight every urge in my body not to hit enter or trade, whatever it is on your phone, or buy, because I didn't want to miss out. So I'm only human. I'm like all of you. I have emotions. I've been trying to keep these in control while I trade. But it's all good. That I did actually enter this trade, and look what happened. Bunk, took me out. So that's on me, my bad. Please don't be me in that example. So what then happened next? So remember, we're at beautiful structure. It's now just bounced and hit structure. So what the scanner did was this. It moved the entry. All right, the scanner does that if the current entry there's been a lower price in the buy, and it's still valid. All right, it's my fault that I entered before it was ready. All right, so that's on me, not the scanner. So what I would double check then is, right, is this now at structure? So we'd do the same sort of thing as before, and lo and behold, yeah, we're still in a good place. I'm going to show you something at the end as well, which really surprised me. But okay. So it comes to what's this, 1 o'clock? Yeah, lunchtime. It's still on the scan out. I'm still interested. We then start getting some bullish activity on the 15-minute. We've got really good thing as well. The stock has come down towards, you know, the oversold area, and it starts making pushes up. This is literally step by step what I went through today. Exactly the same. Right. This started forming at 1 o'clock, at 1:15. So between 1:15 and 1:30, this candle already had a flat bottom. It looked very likely it was going to close above 4 McGinley for the blue line. Happy days. So I'm drawing up my entry candle zone. Make that green. Yeah, so wick to the flat bottom. I look down the line. We've got blue bar. We've got blue above the red. Down here we've got blue above the red. And again, it was tickling its way towards the 40. Can you see? Bang on half past it. It hit the 40. So again, in that time I'm waiting for the candles to close, I look at what sort of position I'm looking at. All right, and I'm thinking, right, it's never going to break the low. Come on. I'm over here. What was that? 20, 21? Again, 21 pips. Gives me 5.80. So I know on my phone, put in 5.80. Okay. I'm aiming for TP3, which is the top of C. We've got a nice 1 to 5.5. Yeah, so I risk 1, make 5. Yeah. So look, this is what this pair is meant to do when we have an entry. So boom, it triggered, bang. We had the line, blue, the blue, the blue, and we had it over. Sorry, we had it over the 40. Brilliant. I entered, bosh, and straight into profit. All right, it went into profit so rapidly. I was almost in the second entry, which is where this crossed, in the same entry candle zone. So we've got the second entry where the black line crosses the 4 and 20, and we've still got blue. This is a really good sign as well because it started to flip to the top side, which means it's turning into an uptrend. We've got blue, and this is, you know, very obviously over the 40 days. So we're into the second trade. Same target. Same target. And stop loss. I think I did. Oh, I did hit. But the stop loss is 16 pips. So my second entry gave us a risk reward of 1 to 7. So we've got, let's see, 17, just round it up. Right, it's telling me to put a 7.17. Bang, back in. Right, I'm in 2 trades. So then I get my 50 ready, and I'm like, right, this thing is rocking. Absolutely rocking. Right, I'm on fire. This is what it does, to be fair. When it triggers, it goes off like a rocket. That's when you know you've got it, you know, really well timed. And I was waiting for this 4 to come and break the 50. Never happened. This was okay. The little red doji, I wasn't too bothered about that. But when this sort of momentum shift came, look, when this candle happened, look what happened to the the black ADX line. Boom, it dropped under the 40. Blue on top. So I'm like, We then had some indecision. We had some wrestling in the market going on for a good hour, 4 candles. And then this happened. So we had, that's like a selling candle. I'm buying. I don't babysit my trades. So I let it run out. I lost on both. Absolute craziness. However, what I want to show you is that all I've shown you up until now are trades that go to TP3, and everyone's happy. But this is the nature of trading. There was nothing wrong with the setup, nothing wrong with the entry, and it's still lost. All right, you're going to lose, you're going to win. That's why risk reward is so important. So I can lose in that situation, and it only takes 1 win, and I'm still up. Yeah, what I've done since, and actually what I did at the time, is I did a bit more analysis. So if we look on the 4 hour, and I'm going to go to normal candles. Okay, we've got this lovely uptrend still. Let me get rid of the scan. Use this. So we've got this huge area here.
The food goes in your mouth, girl.
All right, can we all see that area? So we've got peaks, peak, stop hunt. This whole area of resistance has been smashed. Starts off here, market drops, comes back, drops. This is what we call a stop hunt. Stop hunt is an impulse out, breaking through the zone that hits everyone's stop loss. Then it comes back in, retests, drops like a stone. Look how much that drops. Very aggressive. Then comes back, does the same thing. That takes the banks out at break even, drops again. This is a really, really crucial area. Touches, drops, comes up, comes up, comes up. We had another little area here. Can you see that? Another sort of internal roof or ceiling. Finally breaks it, retests, retest. That second retest there is where we were starting to look this morning at 7 a.m. Hence why I was overjoyed about this trade, because this type of market pattern, does anyone know what it's called?
PRZ zone? No.
Close. It's called an ascending triangle. So see, you've got a resistance here and a trend line going up. So you've got the price being squashed into this zone, and then it bursts out, and then it normally just carries on. So if you look, we've got a flat top. We've got, well, you know, you could even look at it like something like that. So this could be a huge stop hunt on a trend line. So again, all of this stuff is kind of additional to what the scanner is giving us. The scanner does all the market geometry, and then I just try and dissect a trade after it's won or lost, to be honest. That's a clear bullish pattern. The fact now that this is closed below this area, you know, I'm thinking, right, the next zone is up here, where there's equal highs. And I do think this will still go up. So I thought, well, okay, what else could it have been? Let's look at the news. So what do we have today? We had OPEC meetings all day. It's a red folder. If you want to know what it means, you click on the folder and it gives you the notes of why it's important to us. So that brings me quite nicely on to the first week of any month. Does anyone know what happens on the first Friday of a month? So basically, the first week of every single month, the first Friday, you have this non-farmers payroll. Basically, unemployment levels in the States. Huge red flag. It hasn't really made much difference to trading in the last 12 months, but we've got a new president. We've got a new strain of virus. We've got everything going on. So the markets this week haven't really responded like they used to. And it is quite normal for them to be a bit sketchy on the first week of the month. Because January, sort of first month of the year, is always a bit, there were some great moves last month for us where we're in and out in a day. But overall, they're really just starting to warm up. So it's now, it's through like March, April, May, through the summer where the markets get really active and there's a lot more opportunities. So I thought it was really, really important for us to, this was a scanner with multiple confirmations. We had our entry confirmations, still went and hit blocks, all right? That is absolutely normal in the world of trading. Okay, the strategy we're learning is a strategy for probability. Okay, so everything lined up. We did nothing wrong. We followed the strategy, and unfortunately, it didn't go our way. So, was anyone in that? Did anyone take that trade? Nope. Okay. All right, cool. So if you had and you had lost and the strategy triggered, what I really want you to focus on, I'll come back to this guy. Come back to this little chart. Right, this is our pro trader line. You're going to suffer losses. It happens. All right, I don't want to lose as much as the next person, but I know it's part of the game. And when we lose small. When we win, because of our risk rewards, we cancel out any loss a couple of times. So it's not the strategy, it's just purely the game of trading. Everything can line up and it loses. A very, very, very important lesson, I think that was today, that it's not you. There's nothing I did wrong apart from that first early one, which was on me. However, you know, that's the game. That is the game of trading. So after an hour I had work, so yeah, Fiona, I totally get that. So I understand a lot of you, well, all of you are busy doing other stuff. I don't like looking at charts all day. It's like having another job. The really, really good thing about what's coming, the Scanner Pro, is going to have opportunities to trade on the 5 and the 1 minute, I believe, which means that the scans come up more often. There's, you know, 30. Wow, why is that taking 30 trades an hour? 5? Look at it. Yeah, let's go with that. There's a lot more trades. Obviously, on an hour chart, you get 1 an hour. You know, if it doesn't line up, it's not great. On the 15 minute, you get 4 an hour. So we're going to have more and more opportunities, hopefully, to trade these pairs. So When you're sort of stuck on time, or obviously in between stuff, then there should be more opportunities for you. We just follow the strategy in the same way. Are we at structure? Are we with the trend? Are we on the DT? Right, let's enter. So with the 5 minute, you can't really drop down to the 1 minute to enter. So you'll be entering it all off the 5 minute. It's the same with the 15. We only drop down on the hour to get our entry. So the reason I use the hour, just in case you're wondering, one man he said he said that this strategy works on the 4 and the 1 hour. No one's going to wait 4 hours for a candle. So you get more opportunities on the hour, and then the 15 minutes just gives us that sick rip. So we've covered a lot of ground tonight. I think, especially breaking down that trade, there was nothing wrong with what we did. If we did enter, it's just the nature of trading. But let's open the floor. If you've got any questions about what we've done tonight, or anything you want to just double check about, your own situations, if you've looked at trades and you want just some clarity, please ask. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. Well, I'm waiting for any questions. Look at this. I've just noticed this. So that we've got a this made a high, low. First sign that it's probably not a great trade. The only sign is that this did not make a new high. So you got that failure swing, and then it triggered to go higher. First time I've seen it. There you go, staring me right in the face. I'll journal that. So any questions? You guys all practicing hard? You all on the scanner as much as you can? Yeah. Alrighty. It is cool. All right. So, guys, if you want to reach out to me separately, if you want to book one-to-ones, like I mentioned, anyone watching this back that wants any, support on anything or clarity on points I've raised, please reach out. If not, there's a song, and you are good to go. Guys, thanks for taking your time again.
Cheers, Chris. See you next week.
Cheers, Liz.
I've seen it all from time ago.
Eddie, mindset videos, there are loads, absolutely loads. I'll send them in the group. I've been sending them recently. I sent a couple last week.
I think I need one now.
You need one?